then they took money in bulk. Woman pikin dey the street dey hawk. Still dem talk say make we no talk, but thank God say Mayegun don come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Mayegun.
Hello there.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Oh, welcome back. And if this is the first time you are joining me today, good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are joining us tonight. It is Mayegun Live. Tonight, we get talk. And I would possibly love to say, hey, God, what I'm going to say today to those who are going to receive the message, right? Please, as they receive the message, when they leave this platform, may the message not leave them, because something is cooking. Lady Alice, it is good to have you back too, ma'am.
Facebook.
Something is cooking, and from my own findings, Tinubu's illegitimate regime is aware, and they are also preparing. Your churches, your mosques, your malams, your pastors are currently being recruited. They want to send them to you. There is not going to be any peaceful protest. Don't let anybody deceive you. And the fault is not going to be yours. The violence is going to come from Tinubu and his agents. But there are some things you need to know. I will do my best to make you understand them. Share this broadcast if you haven't already. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell all of them that today. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone. Please let me know if the audio is perfect before we get fully into this. Good. Thank you. Now, good morning to you once again. Good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are joining us tonight. It is Mayegun Live. Tonight's broadcast is just going to be like a wake-up call, eye-opener, enlightening enough that everyone who makes use of this would be contributing or making yourself available for the right cause that could change everything. So that is why I would be grateful if you give me that time of yours. I am also believing that I want to address you, the Templars, tonight as concerned humans, affected people, the victims of bad government. You could put yourself in any of the categories. You will still fit into any of them. Being member of the temple of truth tonight. Everyone without the bias, without their hypocrisy and denial would agree everything is wrong with Nigeria as we speak. And for everything that is wrong with Nigeria, we have the names of the people behind it. For everything that is happening in Nigeria, including the economic bankruptcy, impoverishment, and increase in crime, we know those behind them all. And for those who have been very much active on the developments in Nigeria, these characters behind this ruin, generational destruction, are very much popular faces. So, a lot is cooking as we speak, even though they might be sounding like it's just online. It is not. Currently, except if you are deceiving yourself, the criminals in charge of Nigeria, from the local government level to the federal level, they have all displayed one big output proof that they have no idea of how to dig you out of this economic hole. They've dug everyone. They have no way out. Now, the most they can do for themselves is to see how much they can take for themselves before everything possibly collapses enough that they would have to run. Now, these characters are not limited to one party, one tribe, or one religion. They cut across all the ethnic nationalities, the tribes, and all religions, which simply means all of the attachment you have with your own oppressor that you probably called your helper is a bit of an energy or a bit of a lifeline that you are giving to these rogues to continue. Now, when we talk about those who destroyed Nigeria, a lot of us have our own little bigger role we are playing openly and secretly. But there are those who are championing the legitimacy or the effort to legitimize bad behavior, irresponsibility, and bad governance by distracting you with religion. Now, a lot of us have also agreed that if people can begin to actually think critically about issue, they will realize that the little things they use in deceiving you or distracting you are so like irrelevant enough that the moment you realize it, you're going to feel this like you have been so stupid for so long. Religion doesn't want you to think critically. And that is why in a poor country like Nigeria, the religious bodies are very, very powerful bodies. Why are they powerful? They are offering two things. They are offering insurance to the political ruling class who continue to destroy the economy through their greed, bad deals, and all of that, by offering you an alternative to your sufferings, to your hardship, to things that keeps you up awake at night. So these powerful roles have been used time again and again and again, and they are so useful in poor countries where people have been, denied basic things of life. So the point that the most people could do is to ask for maybe God's effort. Now, here is something you need to know. Sometimes their hired rogues will tell you, is it the government that should come and help you feed your family? Is it the government that says you should not go and look for a job? Or is it the government that says you should not go and look for a better job? You see, what they won't tell you is this. In a rigged country where corruption is the order of the day, where they are no longer taking 10% bribe, but 30% bribe. So what that simply means is that when they go out there in order to satisfy their greed, because they are the one, it's like a blank check that you are giving to them without asking them what they are doing with what they are writing on the check. Okay, that's exactly what political power is in Nigeria. So when you give them this blank check, they write whatever they like in it, whether they have the money or not, right? Then they go out there to borrow the money to satisfy their greed, buy themselves cars, create useless offices, agencies, duplicate different positions in order to create soft jobs for their loyalists, family members. Now, when they go out there to take all this money, purportedly for development, the money ended up servicing them. How do you pay back? You are an hardworking person. Like, you are not greedy. You are not asking for too much. You have a job that could feed you and your family. Whether you have one child or you have 10 children. Nigeria is not a place where you have a welfare system. So within that same economy that you raised there, you gave birth to 10 children, where your normal job could take care of all of you. In fact, you were planning to build a house. In fact, you were building a house. Hang on. In fact, you have built a house. From that, your little job, you are not asking for too much. Then suddenly, these criminals, with their economic policies based on borrowings, they decided to devalue your effort. Because every time you hear about devaluation of Naira, some of you think it's just devaluation. You don't understand what it means. You need to understand what it means to you that is working under that sun, rain, risking your life, doing all those odd jobs. Now, normally, despite all you do, you still have enough to pay your rent, because your rent was, your rent for yourself and your family, your self-contained rent in a year is 150,000 naira. With your job, you have enough, right? That could take care of you, pay your annual rent, pay other bills, pay the fees of your children. You even have small tiny car, Tokumbo, that you paid 1 million for. And you are in small, you are doing your thing little by little, hoping to kind of grow. When the economy improves, then maybe your hustle will grow and you can be more. Now, then the next thing, these rogues who continue to loot the treasury, and they are flaunting these loots right on your faces. They dig you into debt, indebtedness that they told you will be invested in roads, Like if they actually invested this money on roads, invested them in medical care, like medical facilities, health care, invest them in education. Let me tell you what that simply means, what that would have done for you. The devaluation of your naira will not be there. Your naira will still kind of have value. Hang on. Oh. Then the stuff you have to spend money on, they've already been, what do you call it? They've already been taken care of because you were paying taxes from that your hustle. And they were utilizing that taxes for you. The roads are good, which means you will not be a regular visitor to the mechanic, except when you have to go there for your yearly service and MOT, for those of you who have cars. For those of you who are running transportation businesses, it simply means your cars will last longer on good motorable roads. You will save money. If you feel so tired and you need medical check, now you can walk straight into a well-equipped medical facility where those who are working there are well paid. The doctors, the nurses who are not going to take their frustration on you, the ones that you won't have to bribe before they can attend to you. Because you are a business owner, you are paying your taxes, and when you go to the hospitals, you have access to standard, better medical care that can easily tell you the moment you need to rest. And then you have access to what again? If you need medication, we're talking about not substandard, adulterated medicines that will continue to kill you. Now you have a system that has a medical health care well invested in that reduces the medical poverty, which is also a problem in Nigeria. People who have worked all their lives, now they are sick. And guess what? They are using all of their life savings. Many of them are selling their properties just to pay for medical bills in order to stay alive for maybe another 1 year or 2 years. People who were working in their 20s, in their 30s, in their 40s, they are retired now in Nigeria, and they are suffering what is called medical poverty. And why is that? What happened to all of their investments in supposed country through their youth and young age when they were working? Shouldn't that provide them access to better medical care, health care when they are old? Better housing system for them when they are old? Shouldn't they? Now, you are working now, you are younger, and you are watching the older people live in poverty. And you're not seeing the older people in Nigeria living in poverty right now. And some of them are actually living in the fear of poverty. Now, this is what bad government does to you. When they deny you this, and then devalue your currency, I'm coming back to that. They take all this money, okay? Your children have no access to good education. The teachers are not paid. And the schools are collapsing on your children. Why? Because money meant for all of this, they've ended up in the pocket of those who are your deacon and deaconesses. Sheikh, Alaji, Alajas, who are also Christians and Muslims, from the north, from the east, from the west. It is the same. Now, because they have not provided this, then guess what? You have to double your hustle. The same one they will continue to try to take from you. Or do you not know? When they tax you and they do not reinvest that tax in the same country to provide electricity so that your business will not die, trying to stay operational. Electricity is not there. You are watching them steal billions of dollars year in, year out, promising you electricity but giving you darkness for your businesses. You now spend more just to remain in business. You are struggling. You have business, you have job, but you are suffering. Why? Because of these roads.
united criminals. They are doling out policies after policies. None of them is to help you, but to steal your life. But they want you to care about tribe, care about religion, care about a region, care about what else again? Ethnic and other nonsense they want you to care about so much. While you are dying slowly, quietly, your future is stolen. When they talk about natural resources in Nigeria, Nigerians are not even the beneficiaries of their natural resources. They read about how rich they are in mineral resources. Ask them how beneficial it is to them. It has gotten so, their greed has gotten so deep that they have started using the future prospects of Nigeria crude oil to borrow money. And where is the money going? Same way the rest went. And then you hardworking people, whether you are APC or PDP, watching me right now, you are there working so hard. And they are there devaluing it. Now, what you're earning, the same thing you were doing, that was taking care of you. Now you are struggling to keep it together. Because no matter how much you work with their policy, half of it is gone. Do you want me to explain the devaluation to you in a layman way so that you can understand where I'm going with this, right? Let's say currently the Nigerian currency has been devalued by more than 70%. Nigerian naira has lost over 70% value. What does that mean? It simply means when you hold 100 naira, what do you call it? What 30 naira would buy? Okay, put it this way. When you lose 70% of the value of your money, what that simply means is your 100 naira, 70% of it is gone. So that your 100 naira is now worth 30 naira. Yeah, it is still 100 naira. Okay? But what you will buy with 30 naira just about a year or two ago, you will now have to buy it with 100 naira. An example, a bag of sachet water in Nigeria was said to be 150 naira a year ago. So which means if you had 150 naira, you will buy a bag that has about 20 pieces inside for 150 naira. Now that same bag of sachet water today, you would have to pay around 700 naira. You get that now? Now, if you hold 700 naira right now, the value of 700 naira using the theory of sachet water, pure water, simply means the value of 700 naira today used to be 150 naira a year ago. Now imagine you go to work and your employer pay you your employer used to pay you 150,000 naira salary. And from that, you're able to pay your rent, you're able to maybe even save some money to buy second-hand car. And you could fuel your car back then, let's say with 25,000 naira a month. Now you need maybe about 300,000 naira if you still want to be driving that car the same you used to fuel it for a month. Do you see now that gap there, right? So what that simply means is that your 150,000 naira that used to pay your rent, pay this, pay that, your child is in private school, because the public school to you now is probably no longer reliable. So you are paying all of that exorbitant fee. You are paying taxes as well. Left, right, and center, they are taking money from you. But the money you are earning 2-3 years ago, they've managed to add extra, maybe 100,000 to it. Maybe your employer is generous and they've increased your salary to 250,000 naira. But yet, you are earning more. But you can't even do what you used to do with 150,000 naira anymore. You can't even do half of what you used to do with 150,000 naira. That is called devaluation. It simply means there is no amount of, except if you actually have to go through the legal route. Yeah, you have to become them, become a criminal. A criminal that will come out and tell us how you they do where una they see all this money, and then you will tell them it's the grace of God.